What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good morning, guys. Can we get a mic check? Perfect, perfect. How you guys doing? Morning, Shirag, Bella, Twisted, Kevin. How you guys doing? How was everyone's trading this week so far? Good? Decent? Yeah, it was a good I guess Monday opening or Sunday opening push down, but then after that we kind of got a little bit of a consolidation. We'll go over some levels soon. Let's just wait until let's wait a couple more minutes and then we'll go over the ES levels and what I'm watching out for today. And then we'll look at the NASDAQ and then hopefully we'll find some good trades today and then we'll do some Q&A. We'll definitely do some Q&A. Hey Dinesh, yeah, I'll go over that in a little bit. Let's go through the pre-market plan and then let's do some live trading session and then we'll do some Q&A. Good. Very relaxing. Spent time with my fam bam. Got to enjoy the beach, the food. Probably gained like a couple pounds, to be honest. Ate a lot. Definitely ate a lot. All right. Let's look through the economic calendar really quick. So for Thursday, core PCE just came out and the final GDP numbers, and nothing else really towards, after that, right? 10:30 natural gas storage, not as important. And then Friday we have at 10 a.m. we have revised UOM consumer sentiment and inflation expectation. So pretty flat. We did have MU earnings last night, which kind of propelled uh, ES and Nasdaq. So we'll see how that goes, and if we can see some follow throughs. Um, Give me 1 second here. All right. Let's go through the ES level and what I'm watching out for today. Right. So this is on the 15-minute time frame. So Sunday open, we got a little bit of a flush through there, right? So let's backtrack. So this is your FOMC supply, which is right around that 7570, 7580. You can see that price. You kind of see some, rejections at that level, right? And then you also have the FOMC demand. So this is something that you want to keep an eye on your chart, right? FOMC demand, where price bounce, right around that 7470, and then FOMC supply, right around that 7570, 7580. In the last couple days, right, Tuesday and Wednesday, it kind of in between this range. So we're kind of range bound after that Monday dump. So the key thing to keep an eye on for today is going to be this blue zone here. And then this blue box is stemming from that FOMC demand zone that was created. As you can see, you're getting a little bit of reaction there, right? Seeing some rejections there, right? Bouncing of support from yesterday. And then this morning, pre-market, as you can see, you're seeing that 7472 kind of act as support here. right? So this is your range for today. I'll form my bias if we start breaking below 7472. If we start breaking below that and then we get some retest right around this zone and then we see some big trades, see some imbalances, then I'll look to play the short side targeting pre-market or overnight low right around that 7472. And if we do start to break this level here, right, keep an eye. We might kind of retrace this whole afternoon pump and possibly test this demand zone right around that 7400 to 7415, right? On the bullish side, if we start breaking above 7500, if I turn on the big trades from the last couple days, you can see, right, this overnight, there's a couple of big trades that came through there, 7500 and 7510. So keep an eye on that and see how price react because it's being defended the last couple days, right? Monday, or actually this is Tuesday, right? Rejections there. Wednesday, rejections there. This is actually a good absorption at that level. If you, some of you guys caught that. And then this morning session or this pre-market or overnight, right? We're seeing that same rejections there. So that's going to be key. 74.92 to 74.95, right? If that continues to act as a resistance, I'll look for ways to be bearish, right? And then if we really break below 74.72, keep an eye on that overnight low. For NASDAQ, same thing. So NASDAQ, I'm going to be using it as kind of my uh, gauge in today's price action. So if we look at the 15-minute time frame here, this is going to be important, guys. Pay attention, right? This is your FOMC demand. And what I mean is that when the FOMC was released, right, this is where price kind of bounced off of right around that 29,900. And then as you can see in Tuesday and Wednesday session, right, you are finding resistance at that level. Multiple touches. And even in the overnight, right, once you broke right above it, what are you seeing? You're seeing a bounce, right? So that level is being respected. So be careful in being overly bearish with that type of price action. All right. So keep an eye on that 29,900. I'll be bullish bias until that level breaks, right? So look for potential, maybe a retrace for a bounce or even that 30K whole number level. Look for some order flow price action there to see if we can find some big trades or some imbalances that we can play off of. But for right now, bullish bias, right? As long as we can hold this level here. And keep an eye, we're really looking to target these previous lows here, right? And that's kind of your initial pause from Monday, or I think this was Sunday, right? Sunday, Monday overnight session, right? Where you try to bounce and then you failed, right? So 30, that's going to be like 3330 to 3400. That's going to be your supply zone. Your demand zone is going to be this 29,900 level. All right. So that's going to be my level for today. I'll put that on the side, right? So we're going to be focusing. I mainly trade ES. So this is my setup, right? So I have ES on the left side, and then I have the footprint on the right side. And then I'm also running the heat map, right? So this is where I look at. So I'm going to share with you guys for a little bit here. This is on another monitor, right? This is my heat map. This is where I look for, is another tool that I use to find absorptions and kind of liquidity levels, right? For example, in this case, if you look at this level here, this red zone, right, there's about 178 lots that's sitting at 7479. So if I say something like that, just know that I'm using the heat map as a tool to find those levels. All right. Let's get back to the Let's look at ES and ES for today. So any questions? We have about 4 minutes until the market opens. So let's get some questions answered here before we go, before we start. Yes, it's from Motivate. So they have a lot of, so just go on YouTube. They have a lot of videos on how to set that up. You can use Bookmap as well. But if you're, if you have, because Bookmap is pretty expensive. So if you're looking for the cheaper route, right, you can grab one of the firm's plan that provides rhythmic data. Lucid has, I think they partnered with Motivate. So if you buy an eval with them, um, you'll have access to Motivate. What time frames do I utilize? I prefer the 2 minute, but I don't execute on that, right? I use the 2 minute time frame as kind of my structure, right? Just looking at the structure of the price action, and then I use order flow to execute. So whether it's footprint, right? If I'm seeing anything on footprint or the heat map or the big trades. What's your entry criteria on heat map and or footprint? That's it. So I'm looking for absorptions. So if you go on my Twitter, right? There are some examples there that I've posted. I'm basically looking at either absorptions or trap participants. So looking for aggressive buyers who are, where price is stagnant and not breaking, not moving up, or trap sellers where sellers are aggressive but price is not moving down. Where can I learn from order flow? Online. YouTube. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there. I don't have any specifics on what videos to look for, but there are plenty of videos out there. I'll try to see if I can find anything that's easy to understand. Thanks, Sean. But I don't. I'm not planning on doing any affiliates. I just want to, maybe in the future. I just want to, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on trading and just providing good content. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Can we do some trading using volume profile and order flow? I, you can if you want to. If you can, I mean, if you want to. But I'm a day trader. All right, guys, we have about markets opening in less than a second here. So good luck, good luck. I'll wait. Again, I don't usually take trades until the first 15 minutes of the market profile is created. But I'll make some comments here and there. Gonna try to play conservative today since it's my first day back. So um, I'm gonna look to risk about. I usually risk about 125 to 150 on each trade. So looking to start with one contract of micros, 1 to 3, right, for today. Let's play some music here. Let me know. I'm gonna play some music here. Let me know if it's too loud, and I'll try to. Let me know if it's too loud. Okay, I did. All right, guys, watch the 7472. All right, this was your FOMC demand. Remember how price bounced at that level, so keep an eye on that one. Not seeing anything right now, but that's somewhat an area of interest. Getting a little bit of a sell here, but not seeing any aggressive sellers so far. Just kind of normal for me. Hey Vimal, yeah, I'll try whenever I have time. I'll try. I think this is the best way to kind of learn, right? Like doing these live streams, so I can talk about it in real time, so you guys can see it in real time and not like hindsight. 7467. Let's see if that actually. $700 lots came through at that 7468 level, so keep an eye on that. Getting a little bit of a bounce right when that print came in. Keep an eye on this 7474, right? Watch the footprint. You see those buyers, aggressive buyers coming in, and price is kind of struggling here. So keep an eye on that. That's also your low volume node at that level, right? You can see this volume profile. You see that low volume node, right? You see these buyers coming in, and price is kind of rejecting, right? Buyers are trying, but they're struggling. So keep an eye on that. Not an actionable trade for me so far. I mean, like I said, I don't take trades until the first 15 minutes is formed. Get a lot of audience from media. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another order came through, right at that 7-4. So we're building some positive deltas here, but again, price is kind of struggling. She's struggling. There's the rejection there so far. That's also where VWAP is. Classic absorption at low volume. Yeah, yeah, it is. But again, you got to be careful too, right? Because you did get these big buy orders here. You are getting, but thing is, right? As I was mentioning it, right? This aggressive buyers now they're starting to become trapped, right? You got a low volume node, you got aggressive buyers trying to buy it up, but guess what? Price is not making a high. So this is your classic, yeah, this is your classic low volume node absorption. We just got to be careful. If you're looking to play that short, you look to target that big trade, right? Just for a quick scalp. You're welcome, Duan. Seeing a lot of sellers, aggressive sellers on the NASDAQ here, which is kind of interesting. Right at that 30,000 mark. Appreciate it, Vimal. Yeah, just let me know what you guys, what you guys like for me to post more on X. I just try to do my recap on the trades that I take, but let me know what else. Like, what do you like? What to include in those posts? I try not to kind of provide too much information because sometimes it's harder to understand if you're providing too many things at once. All right, guys, we have about 4 minutes left until the first 15 minutes, or let's just say the orb forms. I mainly trade ES, but I only trade NASDAQ if it aligns with my ES levels. NASDAQ is a little, it's harder to read in my opinion for me, just based on order flow. So it's price action is way too fast for me. All right, NASDAQ, remember that 29,900. We're approaching that level now. Keep an eye on that. That's the seller wall. I don't see anything right now. Seeing some very aggressive sellers coming through the tape now, guys. Right, so here it is. Right, the 7464. Right there. You see these? Those are big imbalances right here, right at the bottom of the tail of this 20 tick range. Right, we're starting to see it now. So keep an eye. 3 minutes left until the orb forms. Remember what I said during the pre-market, right? If 7472, if this blue box here breaks, I'm bearish. This is what you got. You got a little bit of a retest, a breakdown, a retest of that zone, right, where it got rejected. The only reason I didn't take this trade is because, right, it's not 940, it's before the 915, 945 time. I need to see the first 15 minutes form first. That's just my rule. But that was a really good low volume node, right, absorption kind of play. How you guys doing? Did you guys take any trades yet? Here's a 945. Seeing a lot of absorptions happening here on the NASDAQ. Also starting to see some absorptions here. Small amount, right, on ES. So keep an eye here. Sellers are trying here. We're seeing some absorptions here. Breaking down. Jeez. Very aggressive sellers here now. We're now approaching yesterday's level. So prior low or previous day low on ES is 7404. Very aggressive sellers here now, guys. My goodness. Be careful. If you guys are going to look to place a trade today, volatility is a little high, so I would definitely size down, right? I would definitely size down and have wider stop loss. For example, if you're usually placing 3 to 5 micros on a trade, I would, again, not financial advice. I would size down to 1 to 2 micros, right, and have a wider stop loss. So if you're, let's say, if your standard is 5 point stop loss, I would size down and have a 7 to 10 point stop loss. That's how I usually adjust when there's a lot of volatility in the market. I mean, you can see prices moving 5 to 7 points in like seconds. Did anyone else motivate froze? Now it's working. It froze for a second. Jeez. Is there any news? Is Micron selling off? Yeah, I'm gonna try Vimal. I'm gonna try. There's so how's the delay, guys, on YouTube? I put it like as low as possible, so it's almost kind of real time. There should be like maybe 3 second delay. Yeah, MU is selling off right now, so that's putting pressure on the Nasdaq and ES. That's a big order. There's a how many lots is that? There's about 800 lots sitting at 7404. That's a big order. So yesterday's low, right? 7404. Let me show it here. On a heat map, right? There's about 800 lots sitting right there. So that's a passive order sitting at that 7404. They just removed that. They just removed that order. Still not seeing anything yet besides that absorption that happened there at low volume node earlier this morning. Trying to be patient here. Aggressive sellers here. Still. Start paying attention here, guys. 7404 to 7415. This is my demand zone. This is where price. Just do it real quick here. So this is where price bounced, right, from yesterday's price action, as you can see here, right? So you get some large orders that came through there, kind of retested it multiple times and pushed through. So keep an eye on this one. We are at area of interest. I think if we break this, I think we're going to see some more sell-off here. The thing is, where can we look to join the short side? I think first area of interest will be the market generated level, which is the orb, right? The 15-minute orb, that's also where you see that low volume node there. I mean, there's a lot of them, right? There's a lot of low volume nodes here. Right at the overnight low, right here, there's a ton. Seven four two seven four is a fair value gap on 4-hour time frame. Oh, you trade ICT model? I don't know why people hate traders, or there's a hate against ICT traders. I honestly don't. I personally don't trade ICT, but I mean, if it works for them, what's there to hate about? They have a system, right, that they follow. They have an entry model and an exit model. What's there to hate about? If you're a profitable trader trading ICT, props to you. Yeah, this is going to be considered as low volume node for me. This is going to be my area of interest for any potential retest. And this is just an aggressive selling. Jeez. There hasn't been any pullback, guys, right? Just straight down. Get a little bit of a bounce here. And just, I need a little bit of a pullback here. A retracement for me to join this short. Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate it. Is there any news? I mean, this is crazy. I'm not seeing anything right now. You see a lot of big trades on in NQ. Yeah, but the thing is price reacting to it? What type of orders are you seeing? Are you seeing aggressive uh, buy orders, or are you seeing aggressive sell orders? Meaning that are orders hitting the offer or hitting the bid, and what is price doing after that? If it's reacting to it, then that can be a potential actionable trades. But if it's not, then it's not really, it's in the norms, right? I mean, I see it, but price is not really doing anything right now. Are you getting that push down? Do you look at the DOM? I used to. I mean, I still do. I still have it open in my in another monitor, but I mean, I have everything here, right? I have delta by price right on this right side, right? I have the volume profile, and then I have the heat map, right? So I have this. So I don't really need to be looking at the DOM at all unless I'm executing orders. I mean, I use this panel here to execute my orders as well. So for me, I'm trying to limit the things that I'm looking at. So eventually I'm going to be removing DOM, and because I mean, it's just the same information. It's providing the same information. It's just providing it in a different way. For example, right? Like DOM is basically just how prices react. Like you're seeing those orders, right? And I can see that through the heat map, through the bubbles. So it's up, it's preference if you're looking to kind of mimic what I look for. Yeah, there you go. Heat map visualizes DOM on book map. Yep. We just broke yesterday's low. All right, here's the news. So Apple says that AI data center boom has caused unprecedented demand for memory and storage, forcing price increases. So Apple is down, geez, 15%. Nvidia is down 12%. That is nuts. Is that real? Let's look at Apple. My God, Apple is down. For my footprint, it's delta. It's a delta footprint. So yeah, it's bid minus ask. Tick interval is 1 for ES. For NASDAQ, it's 4. Yeah, we can do some Q&A right now since we're just watching the market. We're not really looking to... so tick interval for volume profile is 1, right? And this is just... this is RTH, right? Regular trading session volume profile. It's from 9:30 through 4 o'clock. All right, we're getting a little bit of retracement here. Let the questions come through, guys, since we're not taking any trades right now. So let me know. Any other questions? Footprint settings, it's a lot. Let's see. Give me 1 second, Nathan. Hold on, because we're starting to approach this area of interest here. I'll see if I can share it in the comments. The template, or I'll attach it to the caption of the YouTube caption in the future. So let me work on it this afternoon. Chirag, for the volume profile, it's tick. It's a tick range. Tick. So it's a 4 point tick. So each 4 point is one, or each 4 tick is 1 point, right? So it's only viewing round numbers instead of the 0.25s. But if you're talking about footprint, I don't usually use footprint on Nasdaq. Like I said, price is a little, but before I used to use, um, it was I think it was a 48 point range, if I'm not mistaken. But for ES, the 20 tick range for me is optimal. All right, I'm gonna remove this level, right? So we don't get confused. So keep an eye. Keep an eye on 7408 to 7416. That's going to be my area of interest. Let me move this up a little bit. I would like price to kind of come down here before hitting the 7436 level. Well, it's about to do it right now. Dang it. I was looking for a pullback to target that 7436, this low volume node here. Now that we're getting this push up, I just can't be a first buyer after a downside move, right? I just can't. I need to see some type of pullback here now. So the pullback area that I'm looking at is this zone here, 7408 to 7415, 7416. I would like to see an aggressive pullback here for me to enter. Initial balance, or IB, if any of you guys use IB as your uh, strategy, right? It's forming at 10:30. So right now it's at 10:07. So that's basically the first hour of you're marking the highs and the lows of the first hour. And then you're typically looking for a continuation to the upside or downside. Yeah, very aggressive buying on him HEMA. Yep. And then you see that order at 7432 Chirag, about 400 lots that got absorbed, and you push right up. right at this level here. But again, I don't like being the first buyer. I mean, it's, as you've seen on all my setups, I like to see the big orders form, right? And I like to see price make a move, right, to either direction. And I would like price to retest or, close price to kind of retrace to close to that level. And then where I see, trend continuation. So meaning that I would like to see big buyers or big sellers supporting that continuation to the upside or downside. So be careful in trying to be the first buyer in this downtrend move. I mean, if that's your strategy, right? Feel free to do so. But I like to see pullbacks first to confirm that buyers are coming in. VWAP is at 7446. We're kind of approaching that now on ES. Another low volume node here, right? Between 7446 and then right around that 7455. For NASDAQ, there's a low volume node at 29,685 to 690. Did we retrace this full move already? Pay attention to the footprint, guys. Pay attention to the footprint here. Nice, Haas. That's a good long. To be honest, previous day low. It's a good long. I might look to scalp this short here, guys. Keeping an eye on the footprint. Watch the 74550 to 52. This is also your overnight low. If I short this, I'm looking for a quick scalp targeting this opening range low, which is 7436. There's a low volume node there. Let me just put that up right there. What in the world? Buyers are attempting here, but they're getting swat. Keep an eye. This might be a quick trade, guys. This might be a quick trade. Buyers are really attempting to push the price higher here, and they're struggling now. Again, if I'm looking to short this, right, I'm looking just for a quick scalp, looking for 7436 target to 7432, which is this level here, because this is where you can potentially get a bounce. Jeez. Like these guys right here, right? This is where you can potentially get a bounce. This is also my area of interest for potential bounce. There she goes, getting that rejection now. If you took that short, you'd be up 10 points currently. Do you guys understand what I was looking at and how I was viewing that buyers becoming trapped? There's here 7436 hitting that target. If you guys took the short, you might want to start taking profits there. Remember, that was your target. You're just looking for a scalp because this is a potential bounce area. And we're about to retest that 7432. Here's a retest. Breaking through it. Anybody took that short right off of that 7450? Or did you guys miss it? I miss it. I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. I'm trying to be patient. I really want a sharper pullback here at that 7415. Nice, Shirag. Way to go. I might take a trade here. Hold on. Again, I'm gonna start with one contract, one micro here. If I take a trade, I'm gonna build myself up to 3 contracts. The reason why I'm sizing down is because of the volatility. There's a potential buyer stepping at 7435 here. 7434, 7435. Keeping an eye on this one. If we can start to find support here, I'll look to take a trade targeting that 7455, 7460. It's me. Thing is, if I take a trade now, where would my stop loss be? Right? This long trade idea is valid as long as that 7415 to 7410 is supported. Let me see. KC Trader, this is the reason why. So if you see these little bubbles here, right, at 7416 to 7410, these are sellers tried to push price down, right? As you can see on the footprint, right, you can see here, sellers tried, right, sellers tried, but guess what? Followed by an aggressive buyer, right? Followed by aggressive buyers here. So that to me is a trap seller. So I would like, if price pulls back, I would like buyers to defend that level. God damn it, we missed it again. Anybody got that at 7430, 7435? Son of a Chirag, please tell me you caught that. That's another trade that I missed. Did you guys understand what I was talking about? Here, I'll explain it again. I'm missing trades because I'm trying to explain it here. So heat map 7435, as you can see here, pay attention to this level here. There was a passive buyer that came in, that got filled, right? And look, this is where I start to see it. Price came down, and you can see this cluster of orders right here, right? Being supported. That to me is a passive buyer trying to get filled, right? This wouldn't be my entry. This would be my entry, right? The 7444, that would have been my entry because that would confirming that buyers are strong at this level, passive buyers are stepping in, right? Followed by an aggressive big order, big trade at 200. That would have been my entry because this would have been my confirmation, right? You see the setup, right? You see the passive buyer. This is the confirmation for me. Aggressive buys, pushing price, or coming in as price is going up. As you can see, up 10 points from there. You guys understand? Do you guys understand that? Let me know if it doesn't make sense. But now that was your final target, 7460. So now look at the footprint, guys. Pay attention to the footprint now, right? Aggressive buyers there at 7460, right? Keep an eye on that one. You have another low volume node here between 7465, right? You're basically sitting on it. So keep an eye on that. I'm gonna adjust this level here. Keep an eye on this level. What is going on? What's the highest negative delta out there? It's not that bad. 246 was the highest, right at that 7458. Now keep an eye here on that 7444, right? Where that aggressive order came in. This blue dot here. Keep an eye on that one. Is that going to act as support or is that going to break? I am planning, Devon, I'm planning on doing it. I'm gonna post it on the caption on my future live streams on YouTube. So then everyone can just grab it from there. So I'll work on it this afternoon. So you're getting the bounce there now. I might try this long here. All right, I'm in this long. Gonna look to target 7460 to 7466. I'm in 2 micros here. Stop loss is gonna be below 7440. Again, small position here. 2 micros. Just looking to follow this aggressive buy here, which we're kind of bouncing, right? So keep an eye on that. I would like this trade to pan out within the next 5 minutes. If we struggle here, I might cut it early. Getting a little bit of a pullback, keeping an eye on this one. Would like to see a push above 7450. 7455 would be my, I would like that. Here, getting a little bit of a push here now. There's an aggressive seller there stepping in. I don't like that. I need that guy to be in pain. That's 7452. If we can move away from 7452, I think we can see a high day here. We can potentially see a high day because those are going to become trap sellers. What is 7480? Need to see this above, away from 7452. There's a seller there at 7452. I would like price to move away from that. We were up about 5 points there, but I think we can get some more if we can just get above it. I'm still trading options, but I'm just doing swing trading on that one. If this 7452 rejects here, I'm gonna get out. I need 7452 to get broken because that's where the sellers are. As you can see, we're finding resistance there. We need to break that. You got to move away from 7452. Put them in pain, those sellers. Come on. Right now, it's acting as a resistance. I don't like that. Push through, push through, push through. Watch this push here, guys. Watch this push here. Aggressive buyer just came in. Aggressive buyer just came in. At that same level, 7452. You got to push through here or else we're going to get stopped out. This needs to start acting as support now for 7452. Or else they're going to become trapped. Yeah. That was it. That was the try. And they couldn't do it. I'm still in it. I'm just looking for a quick push into that 7460. This could potentially be kind of like a launch pad, right? 7452. If we can break above that, I think we can hit that 7470, 7480 level. Right now, the trade is at hovering around break even. Up about 5 points here, guys. Let's go. Push through, push through. There you go. You got to get away from this 7452, though. We got to get away from here, or else we're just going to get chopped up. All right, guys, I'm out. I'm out for a 2-point gain. I mean, it still looks good. I just don't want to sit on it. I don't want to sit on it. This still looks good, but that 7452 level, like I said, that's going to be a launch pad here. If that continues to be supported, watch out, right? 7460 to 7470, and I got out right before it, right? If you're in it, right, move your stop loss to 7450, 7449. Look at that, and it's moving now. 7460 was my first target, and I would look for that 7470, 7476. That's about what? Right now, that's about 10 points if you're still in it. I just didn't like how we stalled there. Anyone still in it? There she goes. Look at that. That's 15 points. 15, 20 points now. Looking for another trade. I mean I can take two more trades. So that I consider that as a break even. I mean that was only break even, so that was only 2 points. I mean it moved in our direction, but I just didn't like how that 7452, right? That 7452 level just struggling there. So let's see if we can get another opportunity here. Now I'm gonna remove this, guys. All right. So this was our area of interest. Now I'm gonna remove it because it's not. I don't. I'm not a buyer there anymore. Break even trade is 1 to 2 points, right? If you're up, if I'm up 1 to 2 points, or if I'm down 1 to 2 points, that's a break even trade for me. At that point, I exited out at. I mean, as you can see my screen, right, where I exited the trade, or where I entered and exited. I was up 2 points, right? I exited out at 2 points. I got out. And then right after that, push right up. But 7452, as you can see now, right, that's starting to act as a support, right? That's a flip. So keep an eye on that one. Like I said, that could be a potential um, launch pad for today's session. If that breaks, right? If that breaks, I would like to see this type of price action, right? I would like to see price break and then come down, retest that for me to play the downside. Right now, as you can see, this big trade that came through this morning, it's acting as a resistance currently, right? You're seeing that rejection right there. Does it make sense, guys, or is it a little confusing? Let me know. First time live streaming in a while, so little rusty. I'm gonna hang out for maybe another 30 minutes here. So if you have any questions or anything at all, let me know. I do also trade prop, right? But I mainly trade my personal account. But I do trade prop accounts. And I trade options as well. That's my option account is my main account that I trade on. Consistently profitable. Um took a long time, to be honest. I still, to be honest, guys, I still don't consider myself a consistent, profitable trader. Like, what I considered consistent is being profitable for 5 straight years. I have not been profitable for 5 straight years. I started becoming profitable in 2020, I'd say 2022, 2023. I started trading back in 2018, but I didn't really dive into it until like COVID time, right? Made a lot of money in 2020, but lost a lot of money in 2021. And I break even in around 2022, and that's when I started becoming profitable. But again, I still don't consider, like, I gotta have like 5 straight years of consist like being green every year for me to consider myself as a profitable trader. For futures, I use AMP. For options, I use Webull, and I have Thinkorswim, or right now it's called Schwab, right? Schwab. Do I use GEX? I mean, I've seen it lately. Like it's how it is useful, but it doesn't really help me, to be honest. It's good to see like resistance levels, like put walls, call walls, but I can see that on Bookmap, to be honest, right? Or heat map. I'm sorry, heat map. And I'm not really, like I when I'm taking trades on ES, I'm usually going for 7, 10 to 15 points. I'm not really looking for. So I consider myself as a scalper. So I don't. It doesn't really benefit me, to be honest. Any tips on how to cut the loss fast? Any tips on how to cut loss fast? If I set a dollar amount on, what it's my risk is fixed, right? So that's, I think, first thing that I would, set. Like I'm risking 5 points or not. A dollar amount is between 125 to 150, right? In dollars on every trade, no matter what. I'm risking about between $125 to $150, and I position myself based on that. So I think one thing is setting a stop loss limit. I personally don't do that. I don't like doing that. I mean, you can see me having a set stop loss and a set take profit, but I usually get out way before that. But it's just a mental, or it's just a visual thing, so I know where I'm gonna get stopped at. Do you plan to do more? I'll try to. I'll try my best. I'll maybe do 3 live streams a week. Just depends on my schedule. And if there's people watching. I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna stream if there's only like how many people do we have right now? Let me see. We have about 30. So if we can get 50 to 100 uh, people here, then for sure I'll try to do it more often. But if we only have like 10, 15, I don't know if there's a point. What will you do when you see too much big orders on the bubbles? For example, the previous day open. I don't know what you mean by that question. What will you do? What will I do? I need to see reaction, right? So again, the big orders is just an indicator, right? This just tells you where the big orders are being executed at, right? It doesn't mean buy or sell. It's just giving you an area of interest, right? You still need to see the reaction at that level, right? So for me, like if you want to rewind back, Hasna, if you want to rewind back in the morning, right? When I said when price was pushing down and we got this big orders, and then I usually map out my areas, right? This was here way before the market opened, and I said this is going to be my pivot level, right? If we break below it, I'm looking to play shorts. If we break above, or if we're supported, we're looking to play long. And as you can see, price came down, retested and rejected. And I said this was going to be a short area. If you were looking to short, that was a low volume node. There was big orders, big buy orders that came through there, which became trap, right? And looking to target this big trades here at that 7467. So that's how I usually map out things, right? First thing I do is map out my key area of interest, right? Area of interest, whether it's drawn through supply and demand or market generated levels, meaning the opening price, the closing price, prior low, previous low, previous high. That's all mapped out on this chart, right? As you can see here, right? This is the open, this is the close, this is the previous close, this is the orb low. So you can see everything here on the chart. Second, right, after mapping your areas of interest, you're looking for confirmation, right? So whether it's big trades happening at that area of interest, right, where there's reaction, right? So that's what you want to see. And then I'm looking for either retracements or confirmation that, hey, there are either aggressive buyers or aggressive sellers at that level. Oh, yes. I mean, you still want to see, you don't want to see big orders coming in and prices not doing anything or prices moving in the wrong direction, right? You still need to pay attention to the price action. You can't rely on big trades to execute on the trade alone. If you guys, oh, by the way, if you guys like the stream, just make sure you hit that like, follow, all that good stuff. I'll definitely try to do more of these. All right, keep an eye here, guys. 7452. I might take a short trade here if that 7452 starts to act as a resistance here. All right, keep an eye on that 7452. If that rejects, right, I'm looking to play the short, targeting 7436 to 7432. My stop loss is going to be 7456, above 7456. Nathan, you can rewind back on this live stream. I pointed out multiple ones, right? I pointed out the morning session, right? That low volume node, and then I pointed out the 7452 and this one, the 7432. Give me 1 second here. I'm looking at, we're getting that rejection there, that 7452 now. Again, if I take the trade, my stop loss is going to be above 7456. Not financial advice, obviously. I'm looking to take a trade, take an entry between 7452 to 7456, this box here, and looking to target 7436. So that's about 15 to 20 point target with a 6 to 7 point stop loss. So that's about a 2.5R, planned 2.5R. Give it a little. Keeping an eye here on 7452. Watching. NASDAQ is about 29.6. So that's a little bit. It's actually a little bit bullish there on NASDAQ. Watching. All right, trade is invalidated here. I'm not taking the short trade right now. That 7452 is still going to be key. All right, guys, any other questions before I head out here? It's about 10:50 right now. I'll schedule another stream for tomorrow, and I'll try to post that template on in the caption for the YouTube, so you guys can just grab it. I would like to take another trade here. 9:30 to 9:30 to 12. That's usually my time frame. And if I'll usually take a break, do what I gotta do, and then come back around 2:30 to 3 o'clock just to see if there's any setups. If there isn't any setups, then I just go about my day. Template for the heat map. Whatever. Yes, of course. I'll try to work on it this afternoon when I have time. I have some errands that I have to do first. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful. Hope this was informative. If you guys haven't done so, like the stream, subscribe, turn on those notifications so then you know when I'm gonna, get back on and do this live stream. Again, follow me on X, right? That's where I usually post my trades or my recaps. And yeah, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning. All right. Have a good one, guys. Peace.